It happens, you know. It all began one soft spring afternoon in the mid-'80s. I was 2 days old. And my mother, having taken me out of the hospital, took me to meet my grandparents. Is everyone okay? My mother took me to meet my grandparents for the very first time, and she brought me in one of those little rocking things that is a car seat, and then you detach it and you can kind of rock in it. I don't know what they're called, I'm not a father. But she took me there in this thing, and I'm meeting my grandparents for the first time, and I imagined that they were nice people. I didn't meet them till years later when I developed memories. But this has been passed down to me that this thing happened. So the day that I met my grandparents, I also met my grandparents' two Siamese cats. I don't remember either of their names because, again, no memories. I was 2 days old. But apparently, it was all very cute, and I was sitting there, like on a table or on the floor somewhere in my little rocking thing, and the little two Siamese cats come up, and they're looking at me, and they're sniffing me, and then they start punching me in the face. You know how cats do. They can land like 8 punches in 2 seconds, like. But there were 2 of them, and I was 2 days old. So this is where my life versus all of the beasts began. A few years later, I do have a vague memory of this. I was 4 years old, and I was behind a bar, because that's where you should be when you're 4, in my parents' friend's basement. And there was a bar here, and you go out to the rest of the family room here. But if you go out this side of the bar, you can step out the bar and look up the stairs. And I stepped out from the bar, and I looked up the stairs, and Ralph, the Saint Bernard, was bounding down the stairs. And he did not stop for 4-year-old Bryan. 4-year-old Bryan was only 6'2" at the time. And he just, I mean, Ralph absolutely took me out. I have a memory of that one, and so suddenly now I didn't like dogs either. When I was 9 or 10 years old, my little brother decided he wanted pets, but I already at that point was like, hell no. I don't want cats, I don't want dogs. I've gone and met my friends' dogs and stuff, and I don't like them either. So we got a lizard. He was about yay big. He was a leopard gecko. He was yellow and orange, and he was, I guess, cool. And we called him Lax because we played lacrosse. We were bros. I don't know. But Lax is all of 2 days old, and I'm sure it was as traumatic to meet me when he was 2 days old as it was for me to meet the cats when I was 2 days old. But I picked him up, and I'm like, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna pick him up. And then he bit me, and I dropped him. He lived for another 15 years, to my dismay. But, so then I didn't like lizards either. And I went fishing a few times, and I was never able to keep the fish on the line, and they were slippery, and I couldn't figure that, so fuck fish too, you know? So I never found an appreciation for pets or for animals in any way. I knew friends who had dogs, and I would stay away from them. I was deathly afraid of them for most of my life. But in my early adulthood, in my early 20s, I met the first and still only beast that I have ever been friends with. And he is America's dog, Beckett LaForgia. Now, I met Beckett when he was as young as you can meet a dog as not their owner. So he's probably this big, and he's a golden retriever, and he's beautiful. And I'm scared shitless of him. Absolutely terrified of this little thing running around, yapping, meeting all of our friends, being freaking crazy. And I'm sitting on the couch, and he pops up on the couch, and he pops up on my lap, and I'm just terrified. But I grabbed him by the ears, and I said, I don't like you. but we're gonna be friends. He licked me in the face, and he fecked off. Didn't talk to me again for the rest of the day. Now, to this day, I can walk into his house where Beckett lives, and he will come up to me, and we will play for 10, 15 seconds, and then he will feck off. And he remembers somehow from that first day how I told him that relationship was going to work. Which is amazing. And it's taught me a lot about myself, and it's taught me a lot about how I want to interact with people too. So the first time I meet somebody, if I haven't met you and you come up to me after the show, I'm going to grab you by the ears. I'm going to say, I probably don't like you, but we're going to be friends. Thank you.